guitars. Thank you for that guitar music. We love it. Yeah. Hey, good morning, everybody. Good morning, America. How are you? I'll tell you something. It may seem that the world is uproared all over the place, but in this very room, there's quite enough love. In this very room, we're doing okay. So hallelujah for that. Okay. So good morning. Anyone visiting us for their very, very first time? Hello, folks. My goodness, we're glad you're here. Did you get a visitor's packet from us, information and whatnot? We're going to see that you get one coming up. Oh, my goodness, right here. Well, we're glad you come, and we're glad you're here, but we'd like you to just stick around and enjoy the morning. We have some good things planned. You're going to like our speaker this morning. You're going to love her. We want to know that after this morning, we want you to know, if you don't already, that there's snacks downstairs. Yeah, go down and have a snack. Have a snack and a quack with someone else and to have a little chat. Julie, you had something very important you wanted to bring up there, I know. Would you bring that up right now?
Yeah, I just have something I want to share, and I do think it's important. And, you know, what the ministry team, the board of trustees do, the volunteers here, it's in service that we all might awaken more individually. Our lives might be more of fulfilled as what we want, and that actually the vision for Centers for Spiritual Living is that a world that works for everyone. So what we do is all in line with that purpose. And our classes are determined for that. Mm-hmm. And Cheryl O., who did meditation this morning, and I are doing a class called Shortcut to a Miracle. Haven't done it for a long time. The book is easy and simple and so direct and profound, because we say this all the time, consciousness is cause. And our consciousness is all of our thoughts, our beliefs, and our attitudes, whether they are conscious or unconscious. And as we do our work, we heal our life, and we empower our life. And this class is so good, you guys. And I just invite you to consider signing up for that. You have this in your bulletin. My husband said, why you make it so small? It's going to be falling all over the church everywhere. Well, I did make it so small. But if you would like to, if you're interested in that, just put your name and information on this. You can drop it in the offertory. But I'm telling you, my life is so different because of these principles and practicing these principles. So do take advantage of what is offered here for you. Yeah.
Yeah, it's amazing. She talks those principles. Once you really realize what is meant by that word principle here in this place of teaching, you really begin to think in terms of, whoa, my life, I'm on target. I know I'm on target. Anyhow, back into the morning. Our Soup for the Soul is a fundraiser, and it's going to be next Sunday. And so remember about coming and maybe, how about a soup? You can sign up for soup and bring some bread or whatever. Go ahead and do that. It's in the library. There's a sign-up sheet on that table right there. You'll see it as you go in. Now, there's a volunteer opportunity. We want to tell you about this. I want you to think about this. Think just before you just go to sleep, think about this opportunity. It's an idea that we decided that, we just love to have potluck. But we had a couple of people that have had a chance to move on into other areas who helped us with the potluck. And now all of a sudden, who can help direct this thing, guide this thing? We need someone to kind of say, let me step into that. Let me talk to you about that. And we'd like to talk to you about that. We have what would we call this? A potluck leader? A potluck lucker?
Leader or two would be a perfectly good name.
A couple
Don?
people, wouldn't it? Yeah. Just
two people that would step up and kind of oversee. That doesn't mean you
coordinate
do
it.
all the work or do all the cooking. That's what potluck means, doesn't it? We bring that.
No.
And honestly, aside from the spiritual uplift, I've always felt potlucks are the main thing about churches.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
And everyone I've ever gone to.
yeah, if
so-
anybody would like to just step in a little heavier here and talk about how they could be helping in the coordination part. Like Julie said, you don't have to cook the whole dinner. We're going to bring that.
You don't have to cook anything.
That's right. Excuse me. Okay.
Just make sure everybody else does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or else, yeah, or else.
We don't want to stop having potluck.
No, we do not. But I do have a question. Is this Wednesday, and Kathy, you would know, is this the third Wednesday coming up this
Yeah.
Wednesday? So, yeah, okay.
Okay.
It's the second Sunday, third Wednesday, and if you don't think that can confuse me, I don't know what. But Wednesday night, the lit meeting is Wednesday night, and it's
Yeah.
really, really valuable, you guys. I make a point of staying for that. I live in Happy Valley, for those of you who don't know, and so I stay for that, and it's
Happy
worth the
Valley.
drive home at 9 o'clock at night. Yeah, it definitely is. So consider making that a part of your life.
Julie is really great about names on where to live and streets and things like that. Happy Valley. Doesn't that sound great to live in Happy Valley? And she's named this driveway that comes in from High Street Hill because we're not hard to find. Right here, we're just perched on the hillside, High Street Hill, and this lane that comes down is a driveway, Julie has called that our Healing Hearts
Empowering lives.
Empowering Lives.
Yes, we live in Happy Valley off of Sunnyside Road, and is that not new
Wow.
thought? Yeah.
Yeah.
So, well, welcome this morning, everyone, and please take your announcements home. They're on the back of the bulletin, because you probably won't remember a thing we said
Yeah,
this morning.
yeah.
So,
Let's sing a song. What do you say? Let's sing.
let's sing.
Yeah, let's have some music. Let's stand and sing. Join Jeff and the crew. It's a good time.
We know this song and we need this song, you guys. We've sung it before. We're gonna start slow and build. I release and I let go. Let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide, and I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. Release and I let go. Let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. I'm only here for God. Free in the Spirit. I am only here for God. Bring the energy down, but inside. We know the song too, it's in your program. It's an invitation to prayer. I see trees of green, red roses too. I see them bloom for me and for you, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. I see skies of blue, clouds of white, the bright blessed day and dark sacred night, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. The colors of the rainbow, so pretty in the sky, are also on the faces of people passing by. They see friends shaking hands, saying, how do you do? They say, I love you. I hear babies cry. I watch them grow. They'll learn than I'll ever know. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Yes, I think to myself, what a wonderful world.
Good morning, friends. Oh, it's so good to be here this morning and see all of you. My name is Donna, for those who don't know me, and I am a practitioner here at Woodland Chapel, and this is my sidekick, Bailey. And we are here this morning to do the invocation. And if you would wish to close your eyes and go within with me. In this magnificent universe, there is one intelligence, one grand overall design that works for everyone. I am a shining beacon of light sent into the world to experience life and represent the one. I am supported on this journey of service. I know I am guided and directed to be the healing presence of the divine everywhere I go. The journey is about raising consciousness, and it may take different paths. Here at Woodland Chapel, I am in the company of others who are on this ride with me. My journey is to see spirit in myself and others, knowing we are one. Today, I live full out. Today, I serve the divine by serving others. I am the brilliant presence of spirit, sharing my light with joy and gratitude. I am grateful for my life, and I'm grateful for today. I give thanks for it all now. Please join me in saying, and so it is. Now, if you open your bulletin, you'll see printed in blue today's affirmation. Please repeat with me. In this moment, I can clearly see my path stretching out before me, following divine direction. I know the way, and so it is.
Thank you, Donna. Always love to hear Donna pray. We, about this time, have a reading from the Science of Mind magazine, and once again, I harp on this. If you haven't discovered this magazine, you need to really discover this magazine. It's a great magazine. Today's reading was chosen. It's titled, Proceed with Clarity and Courage. It's kind of a good way to follow the road home. And it starts out with Audre Lorde, who wrote this. She says, when I dare to be powerful, to use my strength in the service of my vision, then it becomes less and less important whether I'm afraid. And then she said, all the power in the universe is with you. Feel it, know it, and then act as though it were true. And Dr. Holmes says, as the universe is run by an infinite mind, some call God, so our life is controlled by thinking. Ignorance of this keeps us in bondage, and knowledge will be that which frees us. Good words. The body of the reading this morning says, knowing that the power of the universe is within us invites us to dare greatly. It is, as Audre Lorde says, we use this power in service of our vision, then we must be really clear what our vision is. In our Science of Mind teaching, we talk about a world that works for everyone. And bringing that to fruition requires clarity and requires courage. It's easy to say that we include everyone in our ideal world, but the actual creation of belonging takes serious focus and work and action. And are there people you feel that are afraid to include in this? Think on that. Could association with people of immigrant status put you at risk for being caught up in the sweeping raids? Could inviting people who are unhoused be too challenging to you to have them at your table? Do we want the world to work for the relatives who hold political ideas that are in direct conflict to your right to exist or act on your own values? If, as Dr. Holmes shares, we are in a universe run by an infinite mind, we can trust this infinite mind to guide our thinking. If we would surrender to it, the guidance will free us to act in a way that helps create a new world. And there's an affirmation that backs that up. It says, "Let me be strong in service to my vision of humanity, united in peace." And together, let's join in saying, "And so it is." Thank you.
In honor of our talk today, Finding a Way Home, this song is called Navigate, and it's by our very own Jeff Icovino.
Well, good morning. Good morning. Thank you. Everybody's awake. That's great. Okay, so, my talk today is the way home. And the reason I came up with this talk was because I was driving home a few weeks ago, and I got home, and I don't remember driving there at all. I mean, I left the center, I pulled in my driveway. I couldn't have told you if a light was green or red. If somebody turned in front, I couldn't have told you anything about that drive. And the crazy thing about it is that it's because it has become ingrained in me. It's become a pattern where I can just get in the car and drive straight home from here. But the other thing that's funny is because I drive over here a few times a week, every time I'm going to go to the Lowe's that's near my house, I will find myself halfway to the church before I realize I'm not going there. But how many times do we get there to where we don't really want to go there, but our minds take us there, or we just automatically go there? These little things that we do that are so ingrained in us that it's something that we just automatically do. So what about your thinking? Do you automatically go to a place of thinking? When you have a free moment, do you go to that place where you start worrying about this or thinking about something that could go wrong or something that could happen in your life, some experience that's going to just totally wreck your day or whatever? Do you automatically go to that negative spot is just what I'm saying. Now, to me, the other thing that's funny about every time I come to the church, I try to use my front door key to open the door. And I thought, you know what, this is crazy, because my front door key is blue. The church key is gold. I'm just like, and then I thought, well, you know what, this is maybe subconsciously me thinking that I'm home. This is my home, so I'm trying to open the door to get inside to my home. And this is my home. All of these people, everybody that's here today, I consider you to be my family in the fact that we are all connected. We're all just one thing. We're all just from one source, one pattern. But we're all individual little patterns. Our own, I like to say, we're all our own little planets. We're just sitting here revolving around, but everything else, but we have that old consciousness where we thought the sun revolved around us. As a planet, sometimes we think the sun revolves around us, and the whole world revolves around us. And so sometimes it's hard to remember that we're just part of this. But each and every one of us is a necessary part. Why else would we be here? Seriously, why else would we be here? We're eternal. That's something that we have to, even consciousness now, science is proving. I just read this article. Scientists now believe that our consciousness lives on past death. Wow, we've known that for a long time. How long has it taken science to catch up with us, to start seeing the truth of who we are? And it's just crazy. Every time I read one of these, I think, wow, the ancients thought this way. Ancient philosophy thought this way. So it's just like when our consciousness starts expanding, it expands not only in this life, but it expands into the entire universe, because it's connected. And we already know that the energy field that is us, that is within us, is actually outside of our body. That we are actually more than just this physical form. Doesn't that just make your heart jump with joy? It does mine. It makes me think that there's more to me than just this body, just this existence. There's more to this existence than just what I'm experiencing in this moment. So, one of the things about creating a pattern of thinking, as Ernest said, the soul is the seat of memory. So you think about that intuition, whatever you call it, that spirit that's within you, that is the seat of memory. And so the mirror of the mind is in the individual. So our souls is mirroring what we're acting out as individuals. It is the creative power within us creating from the patterns given it. So what kind of pattern have you created in your life? What do you automatically get into your driver mind car and drive straight to that destination? Because it's so familiar, and you've done it so many times, and it's so easy to go straight there. But is it just as easy to stop going there? I don't know. It depends upon you. I love the phrase that Cheryl said. If you're fishing people out of the river, you need to go upstream and find out why they keep falling in. Isn't that a great, she said that during meditation. I thought, that is great, because that's the reality of your thinking too. If you find yourself in that same river being washed downstream, what slippery slope led you to fall in the first place? Where was that pattern of thinking that brought you to that place? So what ends up happening is our patterns of thinking start creating our behavior. So all of the experiences that we've had, all the situations we've been involved in, all the people we have known, all of those things form together to create this individual being and these patterns that you have created. So much of our ordinary thinking lapses into habitual patterns with little variation from day to day. So what if today you decided, I'm going to do something different? So ever since I found myself automatically driving home, now I've started taking different ways home, because then I become aware of driving. I become awake, and I recognize what's going on around me, and I see more things. But when you get into that mindset, you really close yourself off to one way of thinking and one way of doing and one way of being. So sometimes it's a good idea to take a different way home. Sometimes it's a different way to think, a different way to establish what it is you desire in your life. I've been with somebody recently quite a bit that was so closed off and so dark that I only saw her as a shadow. Does that make sense? Those people that just are so quiet and so closed that you don't even really see them as a person. You just see them as a shadow. And that's their decision to do that. But then this person now is opening up. And the one thing that they have said to me, all of a sudden people are walking up to me and talking to me. I said, do you think they're doing that on their own? Or do you think maybe you've opened up and they don't feel weird about coming up and talking to you? That you've opened your heart and you've made yourself available to them? That is the difference. That's sometimes what we don't see within ourselves. We don't see that those changes that we make within ourselves and the pattern that we have established keeps us closed off from other people. And we can break that pattern, do something different. It's amazing, because you start the law of attraction. You start attracting those people that you want and you desire in your life. Because when you open up your heart, like-minded people are drawn to you. When you open up your mind, when you open up the way that you think, people are drawn to you. Now, that works in reverse. If you're in this negative spiral, if you're constantly in that negative place, you're going to have all kinds of reinforcements from all kinds of really negative people. They're going to show up in your life in droves. But wouldn't you rather them come to you with open hearts, because they want to be in that glow of your existence? They want to be in that energy that you are radiating, that they're drawn to it. Isn't that a better way to look at your life, or a way to think about your life? So we have been, since birth, defining and creating patterns to define ourselves and who we are. We have allowed past experiences, a diagnosis, or other people's opinions to form who we are. How many of us can say that I absolutely have never, ever let any other experience or any other person decide who I am? That's not true. Because we had to start with our parents. You know, they formed us. Good or bad or indifferent. It doesn't matter. We did take past experiences. We have brought them into our lives. We are focusing on those things so many times. And it reflects in our decisions. Those bad experiences, it's like, oh, I know who you are. I have seen you before. Not this person in particular, but I've seen your character. I've seen who you are before. I've run into you in the past. But have you really? Because no two people are exactly alike. And how many people are we painting with our past experiences? We're defining who they are from what's happened to us, rather than experiencing them just as they are, just accepting them as they are. And that's hard to do, especially like if it's a child that's on a bad path, or it's a partner that's decided they want something different out of life. What are we supposed to do about that? We just have to honor their path. We can't change them. We can only change ourselves. We can only change the way that we think about things. That only power that you have is over yourself. The only control you have is over yourself. You can't control anybody else, period. That's it. That's their job. It's already taken. You don't need to step in and be that one. So you just have to just let go of thinking that I have any control over anybody else's opinion, their actions, or whatever experience. I mean, the crazy thing is when you've experienced something and you absolutely know this is exactly what happened, and then you talk to your sister or your brother or somebody else that was in that same experience, and theirs will be totally different than what yours is. You have a different idea because you are an individual, and that makes a difference. That is the difference, that no two people are exactly alike. Wouldn't we be pretty boring if we were all exactly the same? I don't know. I love the color and the diversity and all of the things of all the different opinions and the different ways people see things. To me, it's just like, wow, that's how you think. That's cool. Or, wow, that's how you think. Okay. You know, you can go both ways with that. So I guess what I'm trying to say here is that our objective minds alone may consciously decide what is to happen. Wow. Our minds consciously can decide what is going to happen in our lives. Big responsibility, folks. Big responsibility. You want to keep that negative thinking going and keep attracting negativity and bad things occurring in your life, and you're going, why is this happening to me? Look at your thinking. What do you need to change about the way you think and the way you feel? So I guess what I would like to say is that we need to stop walking around on autopilot. You know, just conscious, I go home, I automatically do this, I automatically do that, automatically do that, so that you just get into this pattern. Now that can be good if you're laying your keys in the same spot every time, because then you're not on a treasure hunt to find your keys when you're ready to go out the door. So there's certain things that we need to do consistently to make our lives a little easier. But how many times have we just stopped or pulled back from seeing someone that we don't like what their lifestyle choices are, or we don't like what they're thinking, or we don't like what they're doing, so we automatically just put them out of our lives? Have they put you out of theirs? That's the whole thing. How necessary do you feel like you are to other people's lives? How necessary are you to your own life? How important is it to you to live a life of fulfillment rather than walking around like a zombie? I saw a picture. It's like the future of our nation. And there were all these kids, and they were walking down this hill with phones like this. And so I was thinking, oh my gosh, they look like a bunch of zombies walking around, because we've just taken our attention onto this pad or this phone or whatever it is without even experiencing what's going on around us at all. We've closed ourselves off. We made us our own little planet with everything else revolving around us. But it's time to start revolving around the world, to open up our hearts to compassion, to let go of old patterns and old ways of thinking, letting go of old beliefs. That's a scary one. When you are, somebody actually said this, and it's true, when you are being judgmental of someone, stop and look at your own heart. because you're judging yourself just as much by putting that judgment out there. Whenever you're looking at someone else and thinking, wow, they're different, but have you ever gone, wow, they're different. That's so cool. Let's do this. Let's have some fun with this. So I just ask you to just be alive, awake, and aware. That was the whole point of driving home mindlessly. I didn't see any of the trees. I didn't see any grass. I didn't see the mountains that I drive by every day. I didn't see anything because I'm just like mindlessly on autopilot. It's time to take ourselves off autopilot and fly this plane by ourselves. I think we can. We have the tools within us, is the ability to create the life we want. We have free will. That is big, because we get to choose how we live our lives. And fortunately, we live in a place where we get to choose how we worship or how we look at a philosophy. We get to choose so many things about our lives that we have control over our own lives in so many ways. So I would just ask you, are your patterns of thinking, or are my patterns of thinking, creating the world I'm living in? Yep. Unfortunately, it is. I don't know about you, but I'm in the happy world. I'm in a happy place where I just want to enjoy life and just live it to the fullest. Be alive and awake and aware. And so look at those patterns that you've developed. If there's one time that you're looking out and you feel something negative coming out, just step back for a second and say, where did that come from? Why do I feel this way? Is this really what I believe, or is this what I've been taught? Is this really what I believe, or have I had a bad experience that's just left me painting everybody with that experience? That everyone I meet, oh, I know who you are. No, you don't. You never know anybody. I don't care if you've been married to them for 40 years. You don't know what's in somebody's mind. You can see their patterns. You can see the patterns you've created. You know, if you stay on this pattern that, it'll be pretty smooth riding. But if you jump off or if you do something different, is that going to make a difference? Is it going to change your life just a little bit? So today I'm not sure which way I will be driving home, but I will not be doing it mindlessly. I will get home and I will remember things along the way. And that's what the whole point is that you're going home. Stop. Remember what you've seen along the way. Remember the good. Remember all the things that have occurred in your life that have brought you to this moment where you're sitting here, because I honestly believe the only reason anybody would get up on Sunday morning and go out is because it's a divine urge to do something different, to find a new way of thinking about your life, to find something that's missing in your life, or maybe just to expand on something that's already there and you're ready for it to grow and to blossom and to be the fullness of life that you desire. So I'm just asking you, look at the patterns and decide which ones are good to keep, like putting your keys in the same spot every time, or what needs to go. What's going to open up your life even more if you let it go? So that's my talk. Namaste. Are you doing off a
Thanks, Cheryl, for showing us the way home. I tried that once, and I was like an hour, I got lost. But I got home. So I guess that's a nice thing. That also reminds me of one of my favorite sayings is from Ram Dass, and it's, we are all just walking each other home. So this song is called Feeling at Home. So we're on track, right?
My spirit is soaring high here today, choosing this life of love is my only way. If I were to write a book, this would be my favorite part. These feelings that I get from you go straight to my heart. We are a family. We are never alone. When we join in community, my heart feels at home. We walk this heaven on earth with a divine stride, even when it can be in our nature to run and hide. And when we think we can't, love shows we can. Wherever I go, there I am. We are a family. We are never alone. When we join in community, my heart feels at home. Let's raise our voices high and sing out loud. Gray skies are clearing now, such beautiful clouds. A truth that God is among us every day. I never thought that I would ever feel this way. We are a family. We are never alone. When we join in community, my heart feels at home. When we gather in community, my heart feels at home. When we gather in community, our heart feels at home.
Yes, wonderful. Wow. Gosh, thank you, Shannon, Jeff, Dennis. Aren't they great? Let's give them another hand. Yeah. Thank you. And I just have to say, Cheryl, I've loved your talk. As many years as I've been studying this, I have to be reminded every week because we forget, right? Or we get on automatic pilot, so thank you. Wonderful day. I just wanted to remind you that we forgot to announce there is a goldenrod, I'm told, in front of you, hopefully. And if you are here for the first time and want to be on our contact list, fill that out, drop it in the offertory basket that will be coming around, so I invite the ushers to come forward.
Yeah.
And also there's a purple one of a prayer request. If you have something that you would like the practitioners and ministers to pray on. So thank you so much for being here. And we do send out information every week, so drop this in the offertory. And we have an affirmation, an offertory affirmation in your bulletin. And we say that together, paying attention to the words. Divine love moving in and through me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, all that I receive. Thank you, God, and so it is.
Thank you, sir.
I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so thankful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so thankful. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so thankful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so thankful. I am so blessed. I am so thankful. I am so
Blessed. Oh, yes. So grateful, so blessed. A thankful heart is a receiving heart. That's a fact of human life. It's also a spiritual truth. Being grateful as we are, know that we're so blessed. It just simply means that we just open our life, we open our hearts, we open everything up to receive that grateful blessing that's always there. Just saying, open up, open up. And when you open up, you feel like giving. You feel like not just receiving, but you feel like giving. And so I want to say we are so thankful that you give so generously, that you just open your hearts, open your life, and you also give. And you want to support this house of wonderful faithfulness to the Spirit that we know is God. So thank you. And from this point on, we just say, we know that you are so beloved to this house of faith. Together, let us just simply say, this is the truth, and so it is. Okay, we have what is called a prayer of protection, and it is something else. It's very powerful. It starts out, and you can stand right now with us, and let's say it together. Divine love.